am Cherish, and for those of you that do know me, welcome back to my channel. As the title of this video says, which might seem a little weird, but debunking everybody's thoughts. Basically, a lot of people believe that the reason I do not like the holiday Valentine's is because I don't have a boyfriend, and most of the time, every Valentine's, I've never had a boyfriend. I actually did, for 2 years, I did actually have a boyfriend on Valentine's, but that's not the point. No, I have never liked Valentine's, and I actually believe it started more when I was a child, but bloomed into way more as I got older, and it did wake me up a lot more over the past couple of years. So even when I did have a boyfriend, I told my boyfriend, now my ex, flat out, I don't like Valentine's Day at all. So don't expect me to get you anything, and I don't expect you to get me anything. And my boyfriend at the time was okay with that. We didn't even see each other on Valentine's anyway, so it really didn't matter. The reason I don't like Valentine's Day whatsoever, actually, like I said, streamed from when I was a kid in first grade. Now, kindergarten, mind you, Valentine's, the teacher was the only one who got Valentine's for the students. You weren't required to make any, you weren't required to have any. First grade, the same thing, but in first grade, second grade, and third grade, the kids were all told, we were all told, if you wanted to get Valentine's for somebody, you had to get Valentine's for the entire class to make the class all feel included. No matter what you got, whether it was candies or cards or whatever. If you got something, you had to get it for the whole class or don't get anything at all. Now, I was the student who always went and bought multiple Valentine card packs so that I had at least one for every student. Now, some teachers in some of the grades would say don't put a name on the card, to or from, just seal it and give it to somebody. That way it could never be like, you know, you're playing favorites. If something said lovey-dovey crap or whatever, you weren't playing favorites. Flash forward to fourth grade. Fourth grade, there was no rules. If you wanted to get Valentine's for somebody, you got Valentine's for whoever it was, who cared about the rest of the class. I think because of size, I was never the child anybody wanted to get Valentine's for. I was less liked when I was growing up. Once I hit 9 and my hormones hit and I was huge, nobody liked me. I was the outcast. I very rarely had friends. And the friends I did do, yeah, they got me Valentine's and I would get them ones. Usually when I went home, I had maybe 4 cards, if that. And my brother and my sister would usually have like a bag or an entire mailbox. I had to do I almost feel like I did 4th grade 3 times because I did half a year of 4th grade before we moved, and then basically the other half of 4th grade when we moved. And then basically I had to redo 4th grade. So I basically feel like I did 4th grade 3 times, but I really only did it twice. But when I got to my new school, I was really not liked. Because I was the new kid, I was the fat kid, I really only had like a handful of friends. And yeah, there was such a stigma when I was in this school that, you know, fat people were shamed. So it was really, really hard as a child to begin with. Let alone, you know, lovey-dovey people, lovey-dovey couples, crap like that for Valentine's. The first time it ever hit me, teacher decided to throw a Valentine's party. You got to participate only if you got Valentine cards from somebody in the classroom. I got 3 cards, so I was kind of happy. But it wasn't the only reason why I started disliking Valentine's Day. I really started disliking it when, you know, hanky-panky, having a boyfriend, relationships became such a big thing that I had a friend who literally killed herself on Valentine's Day because her boyfriend dumped her the day before Valentine's Day. That's pretty scary. Like, Why? Granted, in school, I didn't really have a boyfriend. I never had any. I had a lot of crushes, but nothing ever happened. I had a puppy love from 4th grade to 5th grade, but really it was nothing. Like, I don't even know why he liked me. He pretended like we were something, and then we were nothing. And it was really depressing. Valentine's just became this horrible thing for me. The only thing I ever liked about it is it's my dad's birthday, because my dad is a Cupid. He's a Cupid baby. So it became the only thing I liked about it, was that it was my dad's birthday. It always still became about a specific day of the year that you had to love someone. To me, and being in all honesty, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, they are wasted holidays. They are so pointless. Like, okay, why do you need one day out of the year to appreciate your mom or your dad or your loved ones? Why do you need a specific day to tell you when to do something you should automatically be doing? Why is there has to be a holiday surrounding it when you should be doing it all the time? You shouldn't have like one time where you're told to go hanky-panky with the one you love. Hello? That happens all the time. Why do you need one day out of the year to tell you go do that? Why do you need one day to be all about one parent and not the other on that same day, when it should be about both of your parents every day? Because hello, they brought you into this world. They took care of you when you were small and couldn't do anything for yourself. If you had a good situation with your parents, they raised you up until you were 18 and helped you. I mean, unless you had people who didn't take care of you, and then you really don't even care about Mother's Day or Father's Day to begin with. So yeah. But to me, it shouldn't be one day that you show appreciation, a specific love, or favor for that day one parent over another. It should be every single day of the year. Every single day. You should love your spouse or whoever you're with, dating, whatever. It should be every single day you love both of your parents. Unless you don't have a good relationship with your parents, then you don't love them anyways. But it shouldn't only be one day out of the year that you show appreciation, that you do things, that you love them. It should be every single day. So that's why I always hated Valentine's Day. It's like the stupidest holiday. Because first of all, when you're a kid, you feel like you're forced to do something you don't want to do. When you have a teacher who tells you, you have to get Valentine's cards for every student in your classroom. And around the time when it really started getting bad, I was in my last year of middle school. My brother was just below me, and my sister was going into, was at her, the end of elementary school. So by this time, my mom was buying like Valentine cards for us, like probably spending like $20 to $30. A lot of the time, like especially with my sister and with me, like we were the type that not only wanted to give a card, but we wanted to give a candy with it. So unless you found the packs that already came with the candy, you still felt compelled to go ahead and buy a candy bag. And don't we all know those candy bags are like $3 to $4. Okay, and a lot of them don't come with enough candy for every student in your classroom because there's like 32 kids and you're one of 32. So there's 31 kids plus the teacher, so that still is 32. So you're like spending so much money every single year. And at the time she had 3 kids. So yeah, you're at least spending $15 to $20 per kid. And that ends up $60 by the time you're done. It's really, really frustrating. Now, granted, if you're an only child or there's only 2 of you, it's probably not as hard for your parents. And I'm not saying my parents struggled with it. My parents didn't care. My mom was willing to do it. But looking back, I'm like, man, that's horrible. I can't believe we did that to my mom and my dad. Like, what the hell? But that just might be me. But the part that I don't approve of, appreciate, agree with, is the fact that the stigmatism of Valentine's Day is that you make one entire day solely about your partner. Granted, that's great and all, but shouldn't every day be solely about your partner? And, like, okay, that's like saying, okay, I'm only allowed to show you appreciation and love on your birthday. That's it. I'm not showing you love any other day but on your birthday. And you're like, really? So the rest of the year you're not going to care about me? That's almost like what you're trying to say. It's like Valentine's is trying to say there's only one day out of the year that you're supposed to buy everything and anything. And, okay, for those people who, like, have an anniversary on Valentine's Day, like, that's, you know, cute. But what about the people who have, you know, Christmas, Halloween, New Year's? Like, they feel that those days are special too. So why does one day out of the year have to be the most special? That is why about 7 years ago, I started calling February Valentine's month. To finish, though, this year it's going to be a little different because there's both Lunar New Year and I believe Mardi Gras is in February as well. So it's not only Valentine's, it does have 2 other holidays in it, which I'm excited for. Whatever. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, I almost called it Valentine's, but that is what I call it. I call it Valentine's. And actually, I think it was so funny because last year when we got to go, I'm going to try and find that picture. Hopefully I have it. I don't know if I do, but hopefully I do and I can insert it somewhere in here. It was really, really funny because we went just around Valentine's, unless this was 2 years ago, but I think it was last year. I can't even. We went up to, I believe it was Mickey, and I had Lotso. I had a lot of Lotso on it. He liked my Lotso bear, and I explained that I don't like Valentine's. I call it Valentine's, and he loved it. Like, he really, really liked it. And he goes, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, I call it Valentine's." So, every year I do, everything villains. I did my nails. Not that it's coming up any other color than black currently. Oh, you kind of can see. It was supposed to be red and black, but it came up pink. So that's okay. It may look even different by Valentine's, so. But, I usually do, like, either all black nails, or I'll do black and red nails. Just because I'm like, oh, I don't like this holiday. I only like my dad's birthday. Like, it's only my dad's birthday. But here I am, still the type of person who, on that stupid holiday, my mom usually gets, like, a little box of something for me, and I usually get her something. But I really hate the holiday altogether. I seriously do. I am not a fan of the holiday whatsoever. And I think one of my least favorite things that happened, it actually happened on their anniversary as well, but one Valentine's, both my brother and my sister had relations, and I didn't, and my dad wanted to do something special for my mom on Valentine's, and he made me feel like I was holding them back from getting to celebrate Valentine's. You know, it wasn't my choice not to have anybody, but I also, my dad really wanted me to leave the house, and during Valentine's I couldn't because I had nowhere to go. Granted, I could have gone to my best friend's house, who's like my sister, but her dad was there, and there was no way I was going to go there on Valentine's Day and piss him off. Because he wasn't 100% a fan of me. He felt like I was a bad influence on my sister. Whatever. My dad used to think my sister was a bad influence on me. And no, we had no influence on either person. We did not influence each other. We were like, no, I don't influence her and she don't influence me. It's so funny. But I was like, no, we don't influence each other. But whatever. But there was no way I was going to go and mess up. You know, I now call her my second mommy. There was no way I was going to mess up her and her husband's. Because at the time, I mean, I guess things were always kind of rocky between them, but there was no way I was going to mess up their love day. So yeah. Unfortunately, as my dad put it, I ruined his birthday. That's how he loved to put it. I think I was like, I want to say 16 at the time. And so that was the one year that he made it the worst for me. And I think it just really highly impacted my already dislove for that holiday. It just made it even worse. And then I think it was the same year on New Year's Eve, and their anniversary is New Year's Eve. And New Year's Eve, he wanted to do something really special for my mom, and again, he wanted me to leave. Was I guess her family went up north or something at the time. She was already gone. She had been gone since after Christmas. And I was like, well, I can't go there. I don't have anywhere to go. Sorry, but I don't have anywhere to go. You're stuck with me. So I literally just stayed upstairs in my bedroom. Because I was like, okay, I'm not going to do anything to impeach what you want to do on your anniversary. I'll wait till the ball drops and then I'll come down. And, of course, my mom didn't know what my dad had, like, said to me and was so mean to me. And my mom actually wanted me to come down, and I was, like, really, really timid about coming down. And she was like, what? You're not going to eat dinner? And I was like, I'm not supposed to. And then she was like, what are you talking? Come eat. Like, it was, but for me, it was like, no. Like, my dad was so mad at me, and he kept, like, glaring at me the whole night. Because my dad had actually went to Costco, and he purchased lobster tails and, like, a special steak and stuff like that. And it was only supposed to be for the two of them. And I was supposed to be gone, and he didn't want to have to share it. He was really, really mad that I was sitting at the dinner table having lobster tail and steak. Like, he was really mad, and the entire night he spent glaring at me, and it was, like, probably the worst feeling in my life. There were a lot of times that my dad gave me the worst feelings of my life, but that was definitely one of them. And yeah, I'm calling it debunking because everybody always thinks that the only reason I don't like Valentine's is because I don't have a relationship. I'm here to say, no, it's not because I don't have a relationship, because even in a relationship, I don't like the holiday. But like I said, so many things impacted my distaste for the holiday altogether. I've never had a good Valentine's Day as it was. I don't like Valentine's Day. I really don't. And like I said, I don't believe that you should only have one day out of the year to show love and appreciation and stuff like that. I think it is so stupid. You can't change what the candy shops and Hallmark is all about. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's probably kind of long and long-winded and drawn out for something as stupid as my dislike. But it is just me trying to explain why this is not my favorite holiday ever, and probably will never be my favorite holiday. But I am always happy that it is my dad's birthday. Being that he is in the stage he is in now, I can never, like, feel guilty on his birthday. I can't be made to feel guilty on his birthday. But I did 10 years ago try and make the best of it, because my dad had all these intentions before 2011 that he wanted to have engagement rings redone for my mom and him on Valentine's of 2011. He wanted them done, but unfortunately he had a stroke in the beginning of January of 11, and he wasn't able to, and I took it upon myself to go and buy the rings that my dad had been looking at and had them engraved. My mom still wears hers. My dad can't really wear his, but it's still nearby him, and it's still, for me, like, it's probably the happiest I ever felt was to be able to get those rings. And it was especially a big deal because in January, when me and my mom were in Disneyland, of 2011, my mom was hit on by one of the securities, and it was so awkward because she's like, dude looks like he's like 70 something, and my mom was like, what the hell? My mom is only like 50, and she was like, oh no, excuse you, no. And she was trying to be like so nice, and he was just like, it was like, oh my god. So it's because my mom didn't have a wedding band on, so it made it such a big impact for me to ensure, because I know my dad went to have my mom and his rings fixed, and then she never had her ring again, but it made it such a huge impact for me to make sure that I went and got my mom and my dad rings. And it was cute because I got to make the women at the jeweler in Walmart very, very happy, and they were like, oh my god, I wish my kid was like that. But, yeah, it was just something I had to do for my mom, and my dad. I really felt like I needed to, and then, it was there, like, I had the rings for his birthday, and we were in the rehab facility, and I was able to give them both their rings. So it was really, really cool. They did unfortunately have to get sent back because his was too small and hers was too big, so I had to take them back and get them resized. But it was okay because they still had the rings for their for my dad's birthday. What my dad wanted, I was able to complete for him. So it was like something really, really happy that I was able to do for him, and I was like so happy I could do it for him. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I hope it makes a whole lot more sense now why I am the way I am about this. Hopefully it makes a little more sense. And you know what? If you still want to judge me after seeing this, that's okay. I'm totally okay with that. I got judged on half a dozen other things. Why not this too? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it clarifies to those of you who never really understood why I didn't like it, and just figured it was because of the myth. That is not a truth. It was just a myth that a lot of people still believed, but no. I'm here to say, no, that was a myth. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next video.